Hello, and welcome back to a very special episode of Critter Miss. A very special episode in that, once again, time has gotten the better of me. I do apologize, everyone, before I get into this. I usually like to release videos once a week, but sadly, PhDs take a lot of time and a lot of energy, so it's been very hard for me, so it's been kind of released every other week. And this time, I got very ambitious with a project, which will hopefully be coming out next week. It's about 50% finished, but I still have lost a lot of time, so I decided to release this one, talking about something that I find very interesting. And then next week you will get the latest episode of Critter Miss. So for this vlog, we're going to be talking about something that intrigues me very much, especially since this weekend Magic the Gathering has released the Guilds of Ravnica, so the latest Magic the Gathering sets come out. And I find it very interesting because along with it is a book, Guilds of Ravnica Expansion. It's a D&D book that's coming out, I do believe, in November. I've already pre-ordered it. And what I find very interesting is how long it took Wizards of the Coast to really combine the two cash cows of Magic the Gathering and D&D. Now, granted, I say this right now, I'm not sure about the past. They might have released other Magic the Gathering D&D crossover things before, and I just missed them. But I do know that there is this Planeshift series now. They have 5 of them on their website. That's for free. You can go and just download them right now and look them over. And basically, it goes into these 5 worlds of Magic the Gathering, these different planes, that were much like either the very recent ones or very, very popular ones. And now they're releasing the book, Guilds of Ravnica, to go along with the cards that have just come out. So, I don't know if Guilds of Ravnica is going to have a physical copy. These other ones don't have a physical copy. They're just PDFs that you can download for free. So I hope that they're a little bit more involved than these other ones, because the ones on Wizards of the Coast website are a lot of fun. They're especially fun if you're a Magic fan, and especially if you've done crossovers, like having your D&D campaigns and settings set in these Magic the Gathering worlds, because they can really help you focus some of your work in trying to cross the two over and trying to figure out how to fit D&D things into Magic the Gathering and vice versa. There's 5 of them currently on wizardsofthecoast.com. I recommend you download them, especially if you play Magic and you're a D&D fan. I wrote them down here. Like I said, there's 5 of them. 3 of them are ones that have come out very recently, and the other 2 are extremely popular ones. I think they also had ones that came out recently, but still, to get into it, the 5 that are currently on wizardsofthecoast.com is Zendikar, Innistrad, Ixalan, Kaladesh, and Amonkhet. And for those who are not Magic the Gathering fans, Innistrad is very much of this kind of like gothic setting with vampires and werewolves and whatnot, and zombies beating down the door with crazy laboratory guys and whatnot. Zendikar has a lot. They took a lot of cues from like the Cthulhu mythos, where these things called the Eldrazi come into this world and kind of wreak untold havoc. Then you have things like Ixalan, which is very much a pirate adventure, and I'm surprised that they didn't have a pirate adventure come out more recently. Kaladesh is much more of like a artificer, kind of buildy sort of thing, and Amonkhet is much more Egyptian themed. So I'm really hoping that Guilds of Ravnica is much more involved than these other ones, because I mean, I paid money for it. These ones are free, but these ones online are about 30 to 50 pages long, and they're a little bit less of, what's the word I'm looking for here? They're a little bit less of actually like building a world and whatnot, and more just giving you some really pretty pictures, giving you some ideas of the world if you're not a Magic the Gathering fan, or if you don't really pay much attention to the story going on. And then it's just basically kind of changing 1 or 2 rules, and then just for something saying, alright, use the stat block for this thing, use the stat block for this thing. We'll call it a Terastodon, or, you know, call it or Formozoa or something like that. So on that end, it kind of is a little disappointing, like, especially for the number crunchers out there. I remember going through Zendikar, looking forward to seeing the ungodly stats for the Eldrazi. Even like the low-level Eldrazi. Like, I can understand that you not want to stat, you don't want to stat Emrakul or the others. Their names are escaping me right now, I'm sorry. But at least seeing how they would stat out like a lot of the Eldrazi, and a lot of it is just, you know, transplant this here, and here is a system for Devoid. So that could be a little disappointing, just a bit, but not really, because the fact that, once again, this is free. This is a free thing that Wizards are giving you, and it gives really good illustrations, you know, shows off some of the Magic the Gathering illustrations that are really underrated as far as artwork is concerned. So it's one of those things where it's kind of a negative because they don't really do a lot with the stuff, but at the same time, if you're a Magic the Gathering fan and you've been wanting to run a D&D game in these worlds, it's really helpful to at least see D&D saying, listen, if you want to have a fight with a Terastodon, just use the Mammoth stats, and just soup it up a little bit more, or something like that. So overall, I'm going to give these 5 free ones a crit, because once again, if they were charging money for these, then this would probably get a miss, because there's not a hell of a lot to them other than pretty illustrations, some fluff, and then telling you to use these stat blocks for these characters. But considering the fact that these 5 are free, they're online, it's nothing but a positive, especially if you want to run a game in your D&D game in this Magic the Gathering world. And I'm really looking forward to Guilds of Ravnica coming out. There will be a video on that one as soon as it comes out, I guarantee you that. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more. And come back next week for a very fun video that I can finally have up. Thank you.